Welcome back. Another episode of Hard Locks, Week 17. Down there is Chickster. I know he's got a lot to say during this episode. I'm just going to let him go right off the rip because I know he's got a lot to mention about the game last weekend. Chickster, give us a recap. How are the Raiders fans feeling right now?
Oh, I didn't even know I was getting the spotlight. Okay, well, damn, you ain't got time.
I'm just gonna let you go because I knew we were gonna get into it soon anyway. I'm just gonna let you cook.
Fuck the Chiefs. Fuck the Chiefs. That's all I gotta say. Fuck the Chiefs. I told y'all, Raiders money line, never a doubt. I told y'all last week, and y'all looked at me crazy. I should have bet on it, and I didn't. Because even my brother was like, "Hey, but we're betting a mortgage on this, right?" No, I don't know about even that. I don't know about that. And then I was like, "Fuck, I should have bet the whole ass mortgage on it." No, I saw the stars. It's good. It's a good time to be a Raiders fan. I mean, it looks like the Chiefs are crumbling. Chargers don't have that bum Justin Herbert. Fucking the Broncos just benched Russell Wilson. I mean, it's just opening up.
It's smooth sailing.
I just asked you last night. I was like, Garrett, what's the Raiders' odds to make the fucking playoffs? Because I'm about to put a bet in on that shit right now.
That is true. In about 45 minutes, I'm making that bet for you.
I think I'm gonna make it a parlay. So,
oh no,
yesterday, it was at plus 1,200 for the Raiders to make the playoffs.
Correct.
And Garrett was like, hey, I can't. There's something going on with my app. I can't do it till tomorrow. I was like, all right, cool. So today, like right when fucking Russell Wilson got benched, I was like, I knew the odds were gonna change. I'm like, Garrett, I need that bet expeditiously, right? I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly. And then he's like, I still can't do it until tonight. I'm just like, fuck. But you know what? It's all right. The parlay I was gonna make was CMC MVP. Second best odds.
I could probably do that on FanDuel. So if you want, we can take a look after this, and I can see if I can parlay those two together. Because I mean, shit, that you'd get crazy odds for a $20 bet, which is the denomination that Alex he sent me to make the bet. So
I did like some finagling, and it was like $900 off $20.
Golly.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do it, right?
Shit, that 10% cut gonna go crazy too. I'm with it.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, no, fuck the Chiefs. Okay, no, I wasn't done. Sorry, fuck the Chiefs. And Jack Jones, that motherfucker's a Raider. I fucking love that dude. That dude just turned into one of my top 5 Raiders on the team right now.
It made me laugh that the discourse on Twitter was like, "Oh, Jack Jones is the worst. He baited a kid into a football." No, fuck that. I love that shit. Fuck that kid. Yeah.
Against the Chiefs, fuck him. I don't give a fuck.
In Arrowhead, shoot.
On Christmas.
On Christmas. Nah, I respect the Jack Jones play. I love that shit.
What's also at first just staring down Mahomes as the pick 6. And I like, that was enough. Then right after going to a kid and saying, fuck you. And then I was like, hell yeah. I need that motherfucking jersey tomorrow.
Jack Jones is a dog.
No, Jack Jones is a motherfucking Raider. I'm glad that motherfucker's with us. Like, that dude is a Raider. That's what I'm living. All right, yeah, no, fuck the Chiefs. Raiders are going to the playoffs. I feel it in my bones.
Hey, shit, he's on a bit of a hot streak, so maybe we should tail instead of fade. I don't know. Maybe we should tail.
Y'all looked at me crazy last week.
Maybe we should tail.
I'm gonna jinx myself to them not making.
Yeah, you're talking it up so much, and they're gonna miss out. They're gonna win out, but they're still gonna miss.
I'm in a win-lose situation. They lose, better draft position. They win, we go into the motherfucking playoffs, baby.
Imagine.
All right.
To go over the picks from last week, It's been a minute. I ain't got a lot of them this year, but I won the week. It's a miracle.
No fucking shot you won the week.
I did. I won the week by 1 game. Alex finished the week 6-10. I finished the week 7-9. So bad weeks for both of us. I did pick up a win this week.
I was gonna offer you some of my nerds clusters.
But not anymore. Yeah.
Jack
I
Jones.
get it. That's fair. That's crazy. Season totals. Alex is still up by 11. He's at 132, 105, and 4. I'm currently at 121, 114, and 4. So 2 weeks left. Ago? 2 weeks left in the regular season. I just need +6 last 2 weeks. I need it. I can feel it.
Now, this might be crazy because this is for preview for next week. But if there's 16 games and you're within 16 games, are you just picking the opposite of what I'm like?
I feel like I have to.
Like you're
I
just
gotta pick the opposite. Okay, if it's within like 4, if I'm hesitant on a game, I'm probably fading your team that you pick.
So you're just gonna let me pick all the ones first. You're gonna let me go first.
Next week, if I'm close, you're picking first every single time. I don't care.
Fair enough. I'll give it to you. Okay.
Starting off the Thursday night game this week is the Jets plus 7.5 going to Cleveland to play the Browns. Trey put out an article today. I want to get your brief thoughts on it. Trey wrote an article that said Joe Flacco should potentially be comeback player of the year. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. Normally, yes. Okay. We've had minor discussions about the comeback player of the year. I don't think people just understand the gratitude, not the gratitude. That's not the whatever the longitude, whatever the fuck I'm trying to tell you.
The longitude and latitude.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Geography. The momentous. Okay. This motherfucker died. Just go with me here. Just go with me. I'm already past it. Okay. A motherfucker died on the pronounced dead, brought back to fucking life. He died on the fucking football field. Take a second and marinate.
Okay.
He died on the fucking field.
Yeah.
This motherfucker came back and played a snap. I do not care. He played a fucking game after he died on the fucking field. He wins comeback player of the year. I'm sorry. He should win it.
Are we sure that that's actually DeMar Hamlin?
What?
Remember?
Are you
remember the conspiracy theory where it was DeMar Hamlin like actually died on the field and it's like a clone or something or like a lookalike?
Could you imagine though? And then
he got there playing NFL.
Yeah, if that ever got out, yeah, no. But guys, he fucking died on the field. I get it. His stats aren't great. He was barely played, but this motherfucker pulled literally NFL Jesus, died on the field and came back and played. Like you can't. I'm sorry. Now, Joe Flacco is very deserving because this dude was sitting on his couch 4 weeks ago, and now he's coming out and just started balling. And
see, that's why I don't think he deserves comeback player of the year because he has only been playing for a couple of weeks.
Who else would you give it to other than let's say those top two? Not there.
My top two is Baker and Matt Stafford.
What did Baker come back from? Being benched? Being ass? Or was he injured?
He's leading this Tampa team to potentially a postseason berth.
So he came back from being ass.
From being in an ass situation and prevailing, coming back. Matt Stafford coming back from injury last year, coming back. Rams are a playoff team. And by the way, a team that I would not want to play in the playoffs.
Matthew Stafford, I can understand. He came back.
I would not want to play the Rams in the playoffs this year.
Baker Mayfield just came back from. So who's better, Baker Mayfield or Justin Fields?
I'd rather have Baker.
I don't know.
Sorry.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. I don't know about that. All right. I don't know. It's DeMar Hamlin.
Cleveland's minus 7.5. This seems like a no-brainer to me. I think this one's Cleveland all day long. Yeah.
Joe Flacco's got them boys right now.
Yeah. You have to ride the hot hand right now, and you got to bet him. What the fuck did I just click on? Oh, dude, my God.
Let me put my new Apple Watch that I got for Christmas on silent.
That's crazy.
How do I put it on silent?
How do I do this?
Hold on. Airplane mode?
Put it on airplane mode.
Will it put all my devices in airplane mode?
If they're all linked together. Hey, get out of there.
No shot it's gonna put it up.
I got a special guest appearance in the basement this week. I got Misty down here running rough shot.
No. See, my phone's not in airplane mode.
Oh, usually if they're all linked together, because I have my phone linked up to my laptop, and when I put my phone in airplane mode, my laptop goes in airplane mode.
That's different, though. I think the watch is different. My watch doesn't have cellular. I'm not that,
Not that bad and bougie.
Yeah, no. Well, I got it for Christmas.
That's fair.
I'm not gonna complain.
Shout out Miss Patty. Detroit's +6. Traveling to Detroit. The Lions are traveling to Detroit. Yep, first try. Detroit's traveling to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Big week for the Lions last week. won the division as if we were surprised this was going to happen. We said at the
Probably.
beginning of the year, there was no other team even close in the running. Minnesota was out. Green Bay stinks. Chicago's terrible. It was Detroit the entire year.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't agree with some of those statements, but yeah.
well, yeah, I know. Dallas is favored by just under a touchdown and an extra point here. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna go Dallas. I think you told me this last week. I think Dallas at home is so tough to beat. I think they're undefeated at home. I think their away record is what's killing them. Say what you want about Detroit, though. I don't know. Sometimes I watch Detroit and their flashes, and I'm kind of impressed with what they can do. And then other times I'm like, well, what is the problems, Lion? What is the problem? I'm gonna go with Dallas here. I think Dallas. I think they lost last week. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who they played?
Dallas last week.
That was a close game.
Miami,
close game, yeah. Right? So yeah, I'm gonna go with Dallas. I think they're gonna bounce back at home against the Lions. 6 points is a lot, but I think they can cover.
Detroit is 6-2 against the spread on the road this year, that's quality. But you know what's even better than 6-2? Dallas is undefeated against the spread this year at home.
Yeah. I mean, those are stats. I'm just looking, but you
got to take it. Like I think Detroit keeps this close. I think this is like whoever has the ball last wins type of game, and I think that Detroit should hang. I don't think Detroit could go into Dallas and win, but Detroit should hang.
Well, hang by what? Like, what do you?
I think most of the game is trading the lead back and forth.
Okay.
Where like the score gets tied with 2:15 left, and then Dallas goes and scores a touchdown.
Sure. I'll believe you.
This is probably a preview of the AFC Championship game here. We've got Miami's plus 3.5 traveling to Baltimore to play the Ravens.
Don't sleep on those Bills though. I think the Bills could.
Listen. They're another team that I would not want to play in the playoffs this year. They're getting good at the right time.
Yeah.
Is Lamar Jackson MVP? If the season ended today, who would you give the award to if it's not Lamar Jackson?
If it's not Lamar, I'm giving it to Christian McCaffrey.
Do you think Lamar deserves some MVP love though?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think Lamar Jackson has played really well in some games. In some games, you kind of forget, but the Ravens have been really good that they've been winning those games anyway. I just don't think this is a year that you give it to a quarterback. Don't like where was Lamar Jackson's MVP odds before last week? Does anyone know that off the top of their head? Because I don't. And I think that's a major point is that really Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill have been, the consistent ones to stay on top of that. But I wouldn't be mad if they give it to Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to say he doesn't deserve it. I think there's just more deserving players. I'm not going to flat out say like I would with Brock Purdy. Like that motherfucker did not deserve it, and that shit showed last week. But Lamar Jackson, I can see the love for him and getting the MVP. I just don't think this is a year you give it to a quarterback. But that's my personal belief on that one.
I agree with you as well. And if anything, I think the 49ers game showed that Christian McCaffrey probably should be the MVP this year. Right. Barry Sanders, I think, was on the Pat McAfee show today, or maybe he put out a tweet potentially saying that he wouldn't be surprised if there's co-MVP this year with Christian McCaffrey and somebody else. I'd hate that.
I hate that.
And that might be what the NFL does to still give it to a quarterback is like, hey, we recognize Christian McCaffrey, best running back in the game, probably the best offensive player in the NFL right now. He deserves it, but it's still a quarterback award. I think that'd be kind of cheap. My vote would still go to CMC right now, but I mean, Lamar is making a case right now, especially if Baltimore puts up a show against Miami and they win soundly, I could see Lamar stealing the MVP award.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just that would be very disgusting just to be like, hey,
Yeah,
you know,
co MVP, co anything, an award in the major American sports or any like a sports in general, it just seems disrespectful.
they did that. They did that with college basketball. All right, it was like woman athlete of the year, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
Nah, I hate that.
It was horrible. And I was like, whatever, just give it to one of them. Obviously, Caitlin Clark is the more deserving player, but no, that's horrible. That's almost disrespectful to both of them. Yeah.
To say that they're co, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I got
like
you.
if I had to share an award with anybody, if any like so I've won the shit talking award like the past like 3 years, no one's keeping track. But if I had to share that fucking award, I'm like, bro, just give it to fucking I will debate this motherfucker right now. We will have a roast.
Don't let
right
Trey
now.
know that he wants these vendetta debates so badly.
Well, don't say that shit.
Every couple of months he brings up, guys, we really should be doing the vendetta debates.
Which he's not wrong.
He isn't wrong. That is true. Reeling us back in here. I kind of alluded to it like just a minute or two ago. If Baltimore comes out and has a really good showing against Miami, I think Lamar wins the MVP. I don't necessarily know that's gonna be like a blowout. I think Miami's really talented. They're too good to be blown out. However, Baltimore at home is another team that's really hard to beat. I think they have enough to cover 4 points. I'm going to take Baltimore.
I'm taking Baltimore as well. Kind of the same thing as like Dallas. I feel like Dallas and Miami are almost the same team right now. Like they'll beat up on some really bad teams, and you're like, fuck. And then they'll play a couple good teams, and they'll kind of like not struggle, just kind of just meh. You're just kind of like, oh, meh. And I get that. And granted, Miami just won against Dallas last week, but even then, I was kind of like, just yeah, they're good. But I don't see those guys winning the championship, and I know Jackson Law just clipped that, and so if they win the Super Bowl, he can.
That's immediately being put out the second the game goes over.
I get it. Sometimes you gotta take takes and die on the hill, whatever. But hey, but whatever. But I just don't see it for them. I think they need something. They don't have no assholes. I feel like
every team's got to have a couple.
Yeah, the Raiders are assholes right now, and I fucking love it. We could fucking lose, but we're fucking assholes about it. Sorry, I'm not even at the Raiders game yet.
I know. In what I'm sure is going to be our first split game of the week so far, and what might help me get back to even ground with you. New England's plus 13.5, traveling over to Buffalo to play the Bills. I'm taking the points.
So am I.
Damn it.
And you might think I'm doing that just to be petty. No, I really like the Patriots. As bad as they have been in the past, these last few weeks they haven't been playing horrible. They really haven't. 14 points is a lot for a division game.
Plus, think about it. Think about this. Ready?
All right, I'm listening.
Some osmosis here.
Who?
Denver beat Buffalo this year. New England beat Denver. Therefore, New England covers Buffalo. Osmosis.
Stash mats.
Photosynthesis?
Sure.
Photosynthesis. Remember learning about that in grade school? Photosynthesis.
Dude, Gary, I just realized I didn't recognize you wearing a hat because you haven't worn a hat in forever because you have a big head. Is that like an extra large?
Bro, this, and then I got this one too. This one fits as well. And I got another one upstairs that fits too.
Where did you get those shits from?
This one I have to wear more because it's the same type of flex fit 110, whatever the fuck, that fits big-headed fucks like me. But this one is not as stretchy as the other one. So I got to wear it more to get it adjusted to my big-ass head.
Nice.
The brand is Travis Matthew. It's a golf brand.
Well, hey, they're like, we need hats for big-headed fuck.
I'm dapping them up. And I'm like, Travis Matthew, I respect it.
You know what's crazy is that people might have watched that and be like, holy shit, he's just hopping on his head. But you totally went with it because you understand.
My head's big as fuck. And yes, I don't get to wear hats because I never find any that fit.
Yeah, it looks good. You look good.
But like, there's this one.
Okay.
And the hair's going to be fucky because I've been wearing the hat all day. It's all flat. But look at this. This one fits even better.
Look at you. It's like you're a new man.
I'm saying. I'm not going to take this one off, though, because I got a really bad red mark across my forehead because this is too tight. I'm going to look like Peyton Manning out here. So I'm going to keep this one on the rest of the show. But
Do you like the costume change that we just did in the middle of
Yeah,
the
it's a
show? I
costume
like
change,
it.
and I'm wearing my Uncle G Steelers t-shirt
Oh
this
yeah.
week.
Well, y'all got all pissed off at me because I gave DJ an Uncle DJ shirt, lad, and you're like, "Where
Yes,
the
you
fuck
you
is
gave
mine?"
DJ one,
So
and
I
then
literally
rightfully
said,
so, everybody else wanted one.
I was like, "All right, fine. I will give everyone one next Christmas." And sure enough, there you go. Like I
And
was like,
you know what? I'm gonna wear it every Steeler Sunday. Every time they play, the Uncle G
I'm
shirt's
glad.
going on.
I'm glad.
Going on to our next game here. Atlanta's +3 against the Bears. Couple things to note. We both picked Indy last week, and we thought it was crazy that they were plus dogs, and they ended up getting curb stomped. That was unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
And Chicago last week, I don't think we picked either one of us picked Chicago.
I think I picked Chicago. Who was it against?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who Chicago play last week? Because I don't have
Fuck.
Chicago written down for you.
That's some bullshit. All right, hold on. Let me look.
Yeah, take a look at that.
I will. Don't tell me what to do.
Cleveland, Detroit, Washington, Seattle.
Oh, it was a crazy high spread. It was the Cardinals. It was a high ass spread.
That's what. Yeah,
points.
and Arizona was +4.5.
Oh, they were 4.5.
Yeah, Arizona was +4.5, and they still didn't cover. We took Arizona, and they didn't cover.
Fat bitches.
Fat bitches for sure. You want to hear some fat bitchery? I wrote down Baltimore last week, and then I scratched it out and picked San Francisco, and Baltimore won the game.
I feel like I picked.
You picked Baltimore.
Did I?
Yeah, you picked Baltimore.
Hell yeah, I picked Baltimore. That's what
you
I
did
said.
pick Baltimore.
All right, good.
I could cheat you.
Okay, my bad. That's on me.
Uh,
You were going somewhere with that.
Was I?
You said Indy got curb stomped last week, and then we were talking about the Bears one.
Because I lost it.
The Colts, the Colts played the Falcons.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
Right, cool.
I'm gonna take Atlanta. No real rhyme or reason. I think the offense moves a little bit better with Taylor Heineke. Chicago's offense hasn't looked bad the last couple of weeks. I trust Atlanta's defense more than Chicago's defense. So
I'm gonna go with the Bears. The Bears.
All right, there's one back in our column for the good.
Just gonna glazed over it, huh? You're just gonna go. Yep.
Yeah, not even gonna acknowledge it.
Offense hasn't even looked that bad this week. I wonder why.
Yeah, you tried it again. Still gonna skim over it.
Sure?
Tennessee's +4.5. Houston's favorite at home. CJ Stroud should be back this week, which means I am hammering Houston.
You already know it's CJ Stroud.
Houston's back.
If CJ Stroud played the whole year, he might have been the quarterback that I would have been kind of in on for MVP still, but he got injured. Kind of sucks.
I do remember saying you were on the bandwagon for a couple of weeks there that CJ Stroud no doubt are MVP.
Yeah,
you were.
I mean, yeah, but then he got injured, and it's hard to give an MVP to someone that's injured for a few games, like 3 or 4 games. That's still kind of So
I mean, not to rub salt in the wound, obviously, or open up an old wound, but I mean. What was it, 2018, that Derek Carr deserved MVP and then his knee committed suicide? So
it was week 16. It was Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Or it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. That was one of my worst Christmases. I didn't know what to do with myself. I almost cried at work. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I was sitting there just like, fuck. Against the fucking Colts. Fuck these guys. It was against the Colts. Fuck these guys.
To go back to it really quick, yes, both of us obviously agree that if Derek Carr doesn't, god damn it, if he doesn't hurt his knee in that game, he's probably MVP that year.
Yeah, he should have.
And honestly,
the trajectory, one game, he should have been MVP.
Yeah, I know.
Regardless.
I know. I know where you're going.
Oh, I'm hammering it.
You're hammering Vegas, and you're taking money line as well.
Yeah, if I'm picking, so the Raiders, so. I saw, I shared it to the group chat. Go ahead. I gotta find it.
I'm also taking Vegas. This team is like Alex said it a little bit ago. They're playing like assholes right now. They got an asshole team. They got that mentality. They're showing that they got some dog in them. Indianapolis may want to come out after being embarrassed last week and want to redeem themselves. They're still in the playoff hunt as well. Two teams want to make the playoffs. This should be a good game. Both teams are going to come out super motivated, ready to play. But I don't know. Vegas, something about Vegas. And like, you know what's crazy? Is that I've heard you for a couple years now complain about the defense. And the Vegas defense and the run game are like spearheading the charge to the playoffs right now.
I saw a meme.
I know what you're gonna say.
And it's just like this. There's like this. We finally have a defense, and it's from the vendors. And he goes, but what did it cost? The offense. And I'm just like we can never have both. You know.
Hey, listen. When Josh Jacobs walks this offseason, Zamir White's an RB1. White is an RB1, I think.
I think, and I might get flack for this, but I think with Josh Jacobs in, the offense is a little too predictable because they're like, hey, they're probably going to give it a fucking Josh Jacobs. But when they have Zamir White in there, they're not sure what to do with Zamir White yet. Zeus. And so, I think it just opens up the offense more. When they have Josh Jacobs in, they're probably like, hey, we got to watch this guy. And I think that crowds the line, and it kind of doesn't do very good for our offensive line. So, Raiders playoff clinching scenarios. This is why I'm going Raiders money line. The Raiders have to win at Indiana and at Denver. Or they got to win those two games, Indy and Denver, right there.
Both possible.
Which is if they want to win the division, the Chiefs have to lose at the last two games. Okay. Yeah. So, probably not works. But if they need to make the wild card, 5 out of the 6 scenarios need to happen. 5 out of the 6. Okay. So, Bengals have to lose one of the last 2, or the Bills lose out, or Jags lose one of the last 2.
Possible.
Texans lose one of the last 2. The Colts lose one of the last 2, which if they lose to the Raiders, they already lost to one of the last 2. And then the Steelers have to lose one of the last 2.
Possible.
It's on the table. And so
I mean at this point, the focus should just be going 1-0 every single week and let the cards fall where they may. If the team finishes 9-8 but on the outskirts of the playoffs, that's a successful season, I think.
Yeah, no, the Raiders are 4-3 right now, I believe. So if they go 6-3, who's mad? With no really not a very good quarterback at the helm.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about a guy that had 62 passing yards and then did not complete a pass after the
first quarter, yeah.
And they won that game. That's unheard of.
Right.
Which, credit to that defense.
I'm telling you, the defense has looked really good so far.
And they don't have, when you think of like a defense, a really good defense, you're looking at a lot of talented players. They don't have that kind of talent.
Outside of Max.
Max is that talent, but the other guys, you're kind of like, yeah, he's good. And
now the whole world knows Jack Jones.
Malcolm Kunsey, that dude's fucking good.
He had like 2.5 sacks last week, didn't he?
That guy's fucking good. He needed just playing time. But Raiders fans have been waiting for him to fucking he's good. Morig has kind of been over there. He has his ups and downs. Nate Hobbs has already been there. Meek Robertson has his days. Robert Spillane, which was a fucking god the last few weeks, he's kind of dwindled down a little bit, but he's still they just have the pieces are coming together. Hot take.
Uh-oh.
I don't mind Antonio Pierce at head coach. And the reason why I'm hesitant, the reason why the Raiders are winning is because of Patrick Graham. Antonio Pierce gets those guys to play fucking hard, but you cannot dismiss what Patrick Graham is doing with this fucking defense. If that guy walks, if he gets a good look somewhere he gets another head coaching look or whatever, he gets paid more as defensive coordinator, you're worried. You're worried because playing hard only gets you so far. At the end of the day, NFL is going to be X's and O's.
Right.
And that motherfucker's got it on X's and O's. So you can't have Patrick Graham leave. You can't have that dude leave. If he leaves, we are in trouble.
I think I can understand that. I think that if you let Graham walk, but bring in a rising guy in the defensive game, like, and you replace him with like someone who's like really hotly, like, what's what I'm looking for? Who's a hot commodity on the market for defensive coordinator. If you bring in like a big name guy for DC, that might be okay. But if you let Patrick Graham walk and you just replace him with like the defensive line coach or whatever, and you keep it internal,
Yes.
you're gonna have a bit of a
Regression.
regression. Yes,
a
exactly.
bit. You're gonna have a big regression, I feel like.
But I agree with you. I think one of the priorities needs to be locking Patrick Graham up on a probably top 10 contract.
You gotta pay that motherfucker.
With the way they're playing, you have to. You got to pay him. So I don't think that's crazy take. I don't think it's crazy take.
So you're AFC North guy. Is Marvin Lewis an offensive or defensive guy?
Defense.
Was he was a defensive guy? Because
I believe so.
There's been rumblings if Patrick Graham leaves that Antonio Pierce might.
Well, Marvin Lewis is in the building apparently in Vegas.
That's what I'm saying.
So
that's what
I saw that on Twitter today as well.
Yeah, so I'm like I've been seeing that. So if Patrick Graham does, get a head coaching look, which I mean, and I've talked about this too. Head coaching gigs are nice if you know X's and O's, but I think an underrated factor of being a head coach is being a leader of men. Like Josh McDaniels was not that guy. Like he's not that guy. Rich Bisaccia, who is the Packers special teams coordinator now, took over for the Raiders as an interim coach. Leader of men guy. Maybe not the best, but gets those motherfuckers to play hard. Antonio Pierce, linebacker coach. Linebacker coach to head coach because he was a leader of men.
Really quick, and then we're going to get back on track here. When are we going to get the tweet from Adam Schefter saying that the Raiders have taken off the interim tag and they signed Antonio Pierce to a deal for head coach? Because he deserves it.
It better be the day after the Raiders are done playing football.
I would have signed him yesterday or today after the Kansas City win.
I can see why not though. Because what if you do that and the last two games they look awful? I don't think they're going to.
It's about the locker room though. The locker room loves AP, just like the locker room loved Bisaccia. And look what happened.
I see what you're saying. It's like that. Everyone was saying Kansas City was the game. Like if you win that game, you probably
that's your job. Yes,
but I don't think. For me, it's a standpoint of the job's not done. Like we still have a chance to make, and I get it. That's what I'm saying. When the Raiders are done playing football, the day after it should be done. Like, I see it. Like, it's.
I can understand it. What I would do if I was the front office is I would have already, but if not, at the end of the year, no matter what happens, if they could drop the next two, I don't care. I'm signing AP to a new deal. He's the head coach.
I would have told AP himself.
Yes.
And be like, hey, don't tell
Like it's your job. Like we're gonna announce at the end of the year, you're the head coach. There's no interim.
We're just like let's keep these boys focused so we can go.
What I would do though is I would bring in some assistant coaches who have been on like big time teams to help mold the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Because AP, you said it, big leader of men. He seems to have some idea of the X's and O's on defense, but he may not be as well rounded in other aspects of the game. That's where you bring in other assistants who are on big time teams to be like, this is what you want to look for. That's what
you're looking for, and
I'd look for old heads. Essentially,
this is kind of like an assistant head coach thing. You remember when Nathaniel Hackett, when he was the coach of the Broncos, he needed a guy for help with game management.
Yeah,
he needs that. His game management sometimes lacks. You can kind of see it.
He's an interim coach. I can understand it.
He's still figuring out the job, but you know what? He's humble enough, and we'll get back. But he's humble enough. He was bringing in over the bye. He brought in like Tom Coughlin. He brought it. Marvin Lewis is in the building, so he's humble enough to I need work at this right here. So here are some guys to help me with this, and it's getting better every week. All right, cool. Done Raiders talk. Start a Raider podcast. God, Alex. Okay.
You and I probably could have a Raiders podcast, to be honest, because I follow the team closely enough to where I have an idea of the team, and you are like the Raiders guy at the website. Obviously, we like a Raiders podcast could be a thing.
In the soon enough. We'll get there. All right. Rams and Giants. Oh shit, we should just go back to the Raiders in
This might be a free money game this week.
I think so.
It might be. I said it earlier, very quickly. I said it, but to kind of bring it back to the forefront here, I would not want to play the Rams in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If they get in, they're a scary first round team.
Oh,
the Rams are clicking right now. And I don't know. Some dumbasses had this team at like 1 win, 2 win, 4 win. Like,
okay.
There were some folks out here who were doubting this team, and
some had them at 1.
Some had them at 1, and I don't know. That was a bad take. But this team and the defense is kind of what's spearheading this altogether. The defense was not supposed to be good this year, and this team drafted exceptionally over the last 2 years. Even this team has done an outstanding job building from the ground up. This is going to be a player in the NFC for years to come, especially if they find the right Matt Stafford predecessor. But
Stetson Bennett.
Don't do that. I'm taking the Rams -5.5, potentially game of the week or free money game of the week.
I think that's a smart bet.
Wow.
Fuck. What?
USC beat Louisville by 14.
Man, maybe Caleb Williams is the problem. Can we start that discourse?
Miller Moss threw for 385 and 6 tutties today.
Damn. And the
all defense, that to win like 8 games next year. Anyway, it sounds like you're taking the Rams as well.
I am. Tommy DeVito out.
Tyrod Taylor will probably get hurt at some point during the game.
That's he's made fucking crazy.
Potentially another lock this week. We have back-to-back locks, and I don't think you're thinking what I'm thinking. I'm taking the Commanders.
Garrett. Okay. I'll take the 49ers.
I figured.
Garrett. You've taken the Commanders a few times, and you said this is a lock, and it hasn't worked out very well for you, Garrett.
Yeah, I know.
You're sounding like a Raiders fan at this point. We're like, it's our year. We fucking got it this year.
I just think for whatever reason, the way the offense is constructed, the offense moves better right now with Jacoby Brissett. And I think that this
is there
team
a reason?
Yes, because Ron Rivera sucks. Ron Rivera is terrible.
You can't suck that bad at Jacoby Brissett. Maybe is Sam Howell just not that good?
No, he is good. Sam Howell is talented.
Not more than Jacoby Brissett, it seems like.
That's it. It is a 100% scheme, head coaching issue, talent issue on the offensive line.
Jacoby Brissett made it work. That's what I'm trying to say.
I hear you, and I hear you loud and clear. I hear you loud and very loud.
We're talking about the offensive line, but Jacoby Brissett was. I don't.
Some team, if Washington makes the mistake of drafting a quarterback at 3 or whatever, some team is going to get very lucky trading for Sam Howell. That's all I'm saying. We can bookmark it 12/27 at 9:17 Mountain Standard Time. If there's a team out there that trades for Sam Howell, they're going to be winners of that trade no matter what they give up. Sam Howell is good.
Okay.
Just needs talent.
So you're going Washington is lock. Why is there a reason why they're the lock?
I just said because apparently for some reason this offense gels better with Jacoby Brissett in there because I think the offense is schemed more towards what Brissett can and wants to do than what Howell's talent set is.
Okay.
All
right. Let's move on. I don't agree with you.
I know. That's fine. Carolina's +6.5, going down to Jacksonville to play the Jags. The Jags have been unbelievably underwhelming this year. I think that might be putting really in my. Some dumbass had their starting quarterback as MVP this year.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oof.
I thought this was gonna be Trevor Lawrence's year. I did the bold predictions post at the beginning of the year. I doubled down on Jacksonville actually. I had Doug Peterson as coach of the year.
Oh.
And I had Trevor Lawrence at MVP, and he was like plus 1,200 to win.
To be fair, the Doug Peterson one's really worse.
Yeah.
Really worse? Wow. Fuck. Just like my grammar.
That's crazy.
Okay. Um, Jacksonville.
Hesitantly, I think I agree.
That's a whole, this is a, and that's not because on paper you're like, oh yeah, Jacksonville should win, and you just don't know what the fuck Jacksonville's gonna do. I don't know if it's a Doug Peterson thing. I don't know if it's a Trevor Lawrence thing. I don't think it's a Trevor Lawrence thing. People are saying that. I don't believe it, but it's whatever. Some people say that Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence are the same player. Those guys are fucking idiots, but you know, it is what it is.
Arizona's plus 10.5, traveling up to Philly to play the Eagles. Massive spread for an Eagles team whose offense looks lost without Shane Steichen. Looks absolutely lost. Brian Johnson, who I was kind of a fan of at the beginning of the year, to be getting head coaching looks during this upcoming cycle, probably isn't getting head coaching looks.
Yeah, no, that's really Ken Dorsey type of fall off right there.
Yes, it is. It 100% is. This spread's massive. I don't know, and I don't know what to make of it. To be honest, I have no clue where to go here.
A wise man once told me that when you're ever hesitant, go with the better team. On paper, Eagles are the better team. Do they look like shit right now? Absolutely. But something's got to give. Something's always got to give. Let me just say this. For as bad as people are talking about the Eagles, what are they? 11-4?
Something like that, yeah.
10-5. Like they're still
double-digit wins.
They're still fucking good. Like let's just chill out.
This is not a fraud type of situation for sure.
I mean, they're still like they could still fucking play. Like I think people are just so reactionary that the first thing they're like, oh, they lost. This team fucking sucks.
Yeah, they stink.
So it's just like chill out. The Eagles are still gonna make the playoffs. Just relax. There's this is still regular season. They've already clinched a playoff berth practically, all but done it. They'll be fine. I have faith they'll figure it out. Maybe not, but it is what it is. It's kind of Eagles fans are just they're out there, man, and that's coming from a Raiders fan.
For the official record, timestamp 42:24 of the video, I have scratched off Washington and I put in San Francisco for the official record. For the official record, I made the move.
What happened?
I made the pivot. I'm not talking about it. I made the pivot. New Orleans is plus 2.5. Playing the Bucks. Tampa's offense looks exceptional right now. They look really good. Baker Mayfield better than Justin Fields. Rachaad White is a league winner, and I'm claiming it now. Rachaad White is a league winner. I called it at the beginning of the year. I knew Rachaad White was being drafted way too low. His ADP was like in the 80s or 90s. I think he was a 9th round pick. And he is currently, as it stands, where the fuck are you at on my team? Hello? Rachaad White is currently running back 3. Overall 27.
That's a league winner if I ever seen one.
That's a league winner if I've ever seen one.
Did you change your mind on that one too, or I just want to know, like?
I'm gonna go Tampa. Like I said, the offense looks great right now. You never know what you're gonna get with New Orleans. Chris Olave is banged up again.
2.5. 2.5 is
2.5 is too low.
It's very disrespectful.
But I will say, I'd sprinkle something on Rashid Shaheed anytime touchdown because all the guy does is make big plays.
Yep. Maybe that's the wide receiver that they thought they were getting with Chris Olave.
I hear you trying all of these. You're on a cold streak lately.
Well,
some of these are not sticking.
Can we just go back to the Washington
Some of these are
game?
not
I
sticking.
just want to know what happened to the Washington one.
This was a tough one for me personally, as I'm wearing my Steelers gear, because I wanted Pittsburgh. I just want
to know what happened.
I wanted Pittsburgh to tank. I wanted them to go 0-3, finish the year 7-10, and hopefully pick in like the top 8 picks of the draft. And apparently, Mason fucking Rudolph is the next Terry Bradshaw, and George Pickens decided to do his best Hines Ward impression and fucking spaz this week. So who knows what you're going to get with the Steelers? Seattle's always a tough place to play. Seattle's got a really good roster, nice defense, good weapons on offense. The offensive line's all right. Quarterback's a bit of a question mark. Geno, Drew Lock, either one's not a great option, but it makes you wonder who is going to be the better of the two quarterbacks. Unfortunately, I think I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Taking Seattle.
He's taking Seattle.
One game doesn't move it enough for me for Mason Rudolph, so
that's fair. I just got handed Bills, I think. I don't know what this is.
You got money?
I think it's Bills.
Yeah, money.
No, I got to spend money.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm saying. Kansas City's -7 at home, playing Jake Browning and the Bengals. Alex, what are your thoughts? Does Kansas City recover from the embarrassing loss on Christmas this past week?
What do you mean embarrassing?
That was an embarrassing loss.
Why?
Because they lost to the Raiders.
That's nasty.
Let me rephrase.
That's nasty.
Let me rephrase.
You're being nasty.
Let me rephrase. They lost to a quarterback who did not complete a pass after the first quarter.
There you go.
I would deem that as embarrassing.
Too far. Defense played lights out.
Yes, the defense played well. But in a vacuum, on paper.
Why are we in a vacuum?
Well, it's better than being outside in the cold right now. I'd rather be in a vacuum, be inside, be confined. You just
want to get sucked up like that. Huh?
On paper, on paper, Kansas City is significantly better than Vegas right now. On paper. And they're playing at home on Christmas. That should be considered a massive upset. I mean, the odds told us Vegas was plus 410.
To who? I remember someone calling that shit.
Yes, you did. You did. And I even took the spread with you. I did.
I took money line.
I know. Yes, I know you did.
All right.
We're losing sight of what the point was. We're losing sight of what the point was. Does Kansas City bounce back from their loss last week?
I was really trying to stall because I was thinking. I don't know, because yes, they do.
All right, fair enough.
All right,
I'm taking Jake Browning. I think. No, yes, no, I'm not at all. I'm taking Kansas City.
What happened to the Washington one?
I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
I just want to know.
I honestly have a clue. God, we have so many games left. But we only have 4. It's not that bad.
We got
four,
the Raiders.
4 is a lot, though.
We have the Raiders podcast in the middle. That's why.
That is true. The Chargers are plus 3.5. This might be the worst quarterback game of the week. We got Easton Stick going up against Jared Stidham, who I picked up in our Dynasty League 15 minutes before the news came out about Russell Wilson. I picked him up in the Dynasty League just in case.
That's crazy. How did you?
I did. I did.
Why?
I'm not even joking. Before the tweets started coming out from Rappaport and Schefter about they were considering benching him, I picked up Jared Stidham. And I shit you not, 15 minutes later, we get the tweet that's saying he's benched.
I just want to know who your insider information is.
That'll be Mark Schlereth and I believe Zach Evans of Denver Sports Station 104.3 The Fan.
Ew.
Yeah.
I don't like Denver.
Well, I mean, I don't either, but wow.
I'm going to pick. Oh, I don't know who I'm going to pick.
I know who I'm picking.
Well, who are you picking?
I'm picking Denver.
You're going with Stidham?
I'm going to go with Stidham. I think the offense is going to look different in a good way. Plus, if you remember last year, you are very familiar with this. In Jared Stidham's first start after Derek Carr got benched, he threw for 350 and 3 touchdowns against San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that you're going to see the same thing here because he had Devontae Adams, and the receivers in Denver aren't anywhere near that. But maybe new quarterback always changes things a little bit. We've said it multiple times on this show that new coach, new player, new quarterback, offense opens up a little bit. I can see it happening here.
I'll go Denver. I think I'm just picking Denver because they're at home too.
That'll probably help.
Could you imagine if we did the episode yesterday before the news broke out, and then the spread would wow.
See, that's why you didn't do it yesterday. That's why you knew it subconsciously. You are so big brain right now that I feel like your brain is levitating above you.
I feel like you're just calling my fucking forehead humongous, but I'm gonna just let it slide because it's
brother. It takes one to know one. Don't worry. Why do you think I'm wearing the hat? My forehead ends like up here. So
Garrett, I just want to know. I'm just so glad that you found a hat that fits. Like
that. I got
sounds
three of
nasty.
them motherfuckers
that
fit,
sounds
bro.
nasty.
I got
but
three
I really
of them.
am. I really am.
I like this one too. We were in this store. It's for those who didn't see it earlier. It's a little dude, a stick figure dude, driving the golf cart with a Christmas tree on top, and he's got a bag like Santa.
That's cold as hell.
It is cold as hell. I'm telling you.
I'm with that.
We were walking around the mall before Christmas. I think it was right after my birthday, and we were just like farting around a little bit, and I wanted to walk into the store, and we were just like looking around, and I found the hat actually, and I'm checking. Phoebe goes, like, it looks good. I was like, I don't know about white hats. She goes, I like white hats. They go with black, whatever. And they were also doing, if you sign up for like their like little membership thing, you get like 20% off. And I'm like, give me that
sign
shit.
Up.
Sign up.
Unsubscribe.
Give you my spam email. Unsubscribe. Gotcha.
Veteran move.
This ain't my first rodeo. I've had 28 trips around the sun. I know a thing or two. Oh, that sounds miserable. All right, well, that just ruined my entire mood. Green Bay's +2, I guess, against Minnesota.
The monotone goes crazy.
Nick Mullins, starting quarterback. Jordan Love might be the future. He might not be. I don't know. Who even cares about football, to be honest? I don't know. I didn't even mean that. I was kind of playing the bit a little bit, and then I took it a little too far.
That was crazy.
I'll put my hand up on that one. Gangers, that's on me. I'll be honest. I am going to take. I'm gonna let you go first. I think I know who I'm taking though.
I think I'm taking Green Bay.
Oh, okay. I am taking Minnesota.
I don't know why I'm taking Green Bay, but I am.
Fair enough. It helps me if they win, of course. Tough stretch for Miami. Miami's hosting Buffalo. 1.5-point favorites. This should also be a fun one, I think.
This is going to be a great game.
This is going to be appointment viewing. You're not going to want to miss this one.
Yeah. January is it Saturday? 7th. Is this a Sunday night game?
It says January 7th.
Garrett, we are ahead. We're ahead.
No.
Yeah, I felt like we already did. Yeah, we already did Miami, and I felt like. Scroll up, scroll. Yep, keep going. Yeah, Bills and Patriots right there. Yeah. So this is the Week 17 Thursday night football spread.
Oh, there's no Monday night game. That's why there's no break. Oh, so this is the last. Oh.
Yeah, there's no more Monday night, I don't believe.
Oh, okay. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. This is our last game. Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, and there's actually no Thursday night next week either.
Good. Yeah. It's good to know.
So yeah, those are the Sunday night games.
Out of 16, Alex and I agreed on 12, which gives me 4 games to make up. That's not great because I'm down 11, which means if I clear 4 games this week, I'll still be down 7 next week, and then I'll have to do the whole switcheroo thing.
Pessimistic Perry here. Okay,
that's me.
If you lose 4 games,
yeah,
you are still able to win. You could lose all 4 games this week against me and still win next week.
This would be a moment in sports media history.
Yeah.
If I am down, let's for the shits of it, let's call it 15 games.
Right.
And I intentionally pick every game against you. I fade your picks. I pick the opposite team, and I go 16-0.
Oh.
Week 18. Fuck it, I hope it happens.
Now,
let me lose all 4. I won history.
Now I'm gonna hit you with some bad news bears.
I actually don't want that though, because that sounds like the most
Then you have like the -3s, and we push.
That is true. That'd be really bad.
There you go. But
then I'm just taking money lines.
Yeah.
If I'm down 15 games next week, let me just pick money lines to give me a chance to come back.
I feel like if there is an option of push, we'd be like, all right, so you're taking this team, or we're like, what are we doing?
Gotcha.
We gotta have the tiebreaker.
The 12 games that we agreed on this week is Cleveland over the Jets, Dallas over Detroit, Baltimore over Miami. We're both taking the points, which is surprising to me, at least. I thought he was going to take Buffalo. We're taking New England together. We're both taking Houston over Tennessee. Alex is taking money line against the Colts, and I potentially might do that as well. Rams -5.5. We're both taking San Francisco, so we agreed on 13 games this week.
I just want to know what happened.
Jacksonville's -6.5 over Carolina. Philadelphia over Arizona because they're due for one. Tampa's offense over New Orleans. I'm taking Pittsburgh. Yes, I'm not switching.
You can't switch.
I can't afford to switch, honestly. I cannot afford to switch.
So what you just don't realize
God,
now.
yes, fuck it. I'm taking Washington. Shit. Washington plus 12.5.
Just gotta have a shot. You
just because I need it. I just need it. Am I? Fuck. Okay. I'm taking Pittsburgh. He's got Seattle. You know what's crazy though is there was like 3 games that I went back and forth on too. And if I change those 3, then we only agree on like 9 games.
But that gives you more room for error.
Nah, we'll stick with it. Kansas City -7 over Cincinnati. We're both taking Denver and Jared Stidham, and I've got Minnesota. Alex has Green Bay. This has been a mess of an episode. It's been a mess.
We are all over the place.
We had a Raiders podcast smack in the middle.
Bro, we actually had the intro. We had our advertisement before Raiders
true.
podcast.
We even had advertising this episode.
We had the exit advertisement, and that's what it is. That's all it came down to. But it is what it is. Once they get me started on the Raiders, I gotta.
There is no stopping you. It is true.
Never. I have to stop myself. That's how bad it is.
Alex, do you have any other thoughts before we get out of here?
Raiders money line was never a doubt. Fuck you, the Raiders going to the playoffs.
All right.
That's it.
Down there with the hot takes every single week is Chickster with the cat earphones. Garrett Burrows signing off here. Thanks for watching another episode of Hard Locks. If you liked the video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up on it. Comment, share it with a friend. It helps the algorithm, boosts us up to the top. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. Ring the bell so you never miss any more uploads. We're going to see you next time.